also opposed to the surge from the beginning. Were you wrong?
Well, I think it is indisputable that we've seen violence reduced in Iraq. And that's a credit to our brave men and women in uniform. In fact, the 1st Cavalry out of Fort Hood played an enormous role in pushing back Al-Qaeda out of Baghdad. And we honor their service. But this is a tactical victory imposed upon a huge strategic blunder. And I think that when we're having a debate with John McCain, it is going to be much easier for the candidate who was opposed to the concept of invading Iraq in the first place to have a debate about the wisdom of that decision than having to argue about the tactics subsequent to the decision. Because ultimately, that's what's at stake. Understand, not only have we been diverted from Afghanistan, we've been diverted from focusing on Latin America. We contribute, our entire foreign aid to Latin America is $2.7 billion, approximately what we spend in Iraq in a week. And is it any surprise then that you've seen people like Hugo Chavez and countries like China move into the void because we've been neglectful of that? Iran is the single biggest strategic beneficiary of us having invaded Iraq. And that is something that I think John McCain has to come to terms with. So that is a debate that I'm happy to have. One last point I want to make on this, and that is the incredible burden that has been placed on the American people, starting with military families, and the fact that we still are not doing right by our veterans, that we still don't honor their service, that there's still homeless veterans, that we still don't screen properly for post-traumatic stress disorder and make sure that they're getting mental health services that they need, that we are still having veterans in South Texas have to drive 250 miles to access a veterans hospital. That's unacceptable. But we talked about the economy earlier. The fact that we're spending $12 billion every month in Iraq means that we can't engage in the kind of infrastructure improvements that are going to make us more competitive. It means that we can't deliver on the kinds of health care reforms that both Senator Clinton and I are looking for. And that is also an argument that we have to have with John McCain, because he has said that he is willing to have these troops over there for 100 years. And the notion that we would sustain that kind of effort and neglect not only making us more secure here at home, more competitive here at home, allow economy to sink. John McCain says he doesn't really understand the economy that well. It is clear from his embrace of George Bush's policies that he doesn't. And that's what I intend to change when I'm President of the United States of America.